everybody. There's just two of us here for the beginning of episode 7 because, y'all might have been wondering what Thea was up to while everyone else was going through traumatic things and Varvara almost died, killing, Balrog, basically. Oh yeah, they fought a Baylor last and it was only 3 of them. It was only 3 of them.
Listen,
it was,
I just get my solo beach episode. That's what's gonna happen.
Oh,
right now,
you think that's what you're gonna get? You think you're
Shut
getting
up.
a beach episode? Beach episode, Pirate? Aw, you're cute.
It'll be fine.
Apparently some of the comment section agree because every time you're not there and Thea's art is on screen, and when you're there, like in makeup, people are like, "Sorry, I was distracted by Thea's eyes in the like art because those green eyes just stare."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so welcome back, Pyrea. Where we left off with Thea. Thea was called home and lied to both Krios and Varvara and told the other that they were going to be going with the other group.
Yeah. That's so mean. That's gonna go so bad.
Yeah, maybe a little.
He's better at this, Cole.
She didn't expect them to reconvene before she got back.
She's a professional.
Well, there might be a reason you get held up longer than you think. We'll find out today. So, you walk through the portal and you find yourself, instead of usually where you find yourself like in your dad's office or something, you are in the Queen's bedchamber. With the red and gold everywhere, the sigils of the family like on the wall, there's portraits hanging everywhere of her and her 2 sons, and she's laying in a bed with her arm gone. Her left arm has been surgically removed.
Alright. Cool.
But you can see in the wound there is still bits of stone growing. So clearly you can infer amputation doesn't work on whatever this curse is.
Yeah.
So you and her are the only 2 in the room. She just turns and looks at you and just says, "Approach."
It's like a reflex. Like Thea doesn't even have to think about it as she approaches the Queen. In this moment, is she closer to like the actual like left side or the right side of the bed?
You're closer to the left side of the bed where her arm is missing.
Okay. The thought in my head is like, does she make it awkward and walk all the way around the other side? No, she doesn't. She'll approach to the left side of the bed, and like kneel down, in what is a formal greeting, and she'll greet her in the typical majesty as she bows her head, and then after the formalities are gone within that split second, there's something that like shifts in Thea where it is somebody who is familiar to her. She sees a problem that is unfamiliar to her, so a bit of like worry will like wash over her, and several emotions will just kind of like flash over her face as she's staring at this arm, now severed and still crusty, for lack of a better way for me to think about it. That's all I can think about is when you fall off a bike and there's
Crusty.
like they go, you know what I mean? Like, and then you get like pebbles stuck in your knee and stuff. Anyway, she'll like stay like knelt down, but no longer in like a formal bow, but like in a close to
I guess I should do. I had my arms crossed and was like, well, maybe I should just do this thing.
Yeah.
So Queen Rhaena Varlon, she just looks down at you and she goes, "Don't stand on formalities. Iolanthe, you're essentially my daughter." And she beckons you to stand.
I know. Sorry, it's been... Do explain, if you would be so kind.
There's a reason you haven't seen me in person in quite in a bit. I've come down with the same curse I believe infects Amaryllis' son. It started with my fingertips, and she pulls the covers back and shows that her leg has been amputated from the knee down as well, and toe on the left side. Your father has been working overtime trying to cure this, and he thinks he's found a way. But his first prototype, when done on my arm, turned it to onyx. Stronger stone. So we had to remove it. His second attempt, he has counteracted what he thinks is the problem, and we need to test it. So,
Right.
after you leave here, you'll go to your father. He will give you this concoction, and you will test it on the petrified queen. I may not like Amaryllis, but I don't want to take his son from him unless it's necessary. Understood?
Completely. Who did this? Do you have any?
I don't know. We suspect the Imperials are behind this. Your little which is why I sent you with the little coalition. But I didn't give you your full orders for fear that some I sent with you couldn't be trusted. And that's what I want to report on. Ramses. Can he be trusted?
He's been loyal to me, as far as I think he is able. But with my limited time spent with him, he seems unsure, potentially wavering.
After what happened, it is understandable. I will trust your judgment on whether you trust Ramses with anything I tell you. That is on you. But knowing you, I think... Well, let's just say you're not fond of sharing. If I remember correctly.
We'll see. He's proven to be somewhat of a helpful ally, but I think at this moment the highest bidder would be where he lent his sword, essentially.
Wow.
So whoever needs to be told of that here as well.
I'm on
That
it.
is up to... Yes.
I have 2 new assignments for you. You are to tell me anything, any weaknesses that any of the high-ranking officials of the Empire and Sylvaron might have. We know Amaryllis' major weakness. It's his son. But find out if there's anything more. The same needs to be said for his siblings over in the Empire and the Emperor. Also, why is my son being accused of murder?
It seems a wrong time, wrong place situation, but I haven't had a chance to speak to him since then.
Neither have I or Korgel, as he has disappeared.
Right.
And that is your next task. Find Ratimix. Make sure he gets home alive and in one piece. Unless he has betrayed our nation. And if he has, kill him. However, if you kill my son, I am going to need substantial proof that he betrayed us. Understood?
Understood. I do not take that lightly. Please understand that, at least.
I know he's your least favorite of my boys, but he still considers you like a sister.
Right. Understood. We keep splitting, you see, the members of this party, and the princes were away when all of this happened and your son disappeared. So once we get back together, I'll make sure they all stay in one place, which will prove much easier to get any information that we might need. And Thea will look down at the queen's shoulder. The rocks that are like kind of forming there, you said it was onyx. Is it just onyx, or are there other types of like...
Give me an investigation check.
Amazing. She decked out in not coins, like gems. Just like a ton of gemstones all over the place.
That'd be cool.
Right? An 18.
It appears to just be onyx. Like just
Okay,
a harder, more like stone composition.
Okay. Do we know if any families or organizations or far-fetched lore has anything to do with onyx stone in particular?
History check.
Okay.
Asking
good questions.
The thing you're not as good at.
No, I'm really good at history.
Oh, right.
I'm real good at history, bro. I got a plus 15 to history. I'm really good at history. I'm just not great at math. Hold on. 24 in total.
I'm great at history. I'm just not good at math. Every neurodivergent kid who is obsessed with Greek mythology. Which is both of us, probably. At some point or less. And then that went into Dragon Age and then other things.
Exactly. That's why I was like, oh, what does onyx have to do with stuff?
So, not from your nation, but there are theories that the Kolsar civilizations to the north, which were the first ones to get obliterated by the dragons, but they're still around. They have a history of onyx being like basically like a sacred type of stone to them.
Okay. Would Thea and all of her roguey wisdom have any experience with anybody from that, like, those people, like the Kolsar area?
Kind of kept to themselves, and pretty much your whole life the kingdom has been at war with Sylvaron. So you were mainly focused on that part of the south. You guys have been focused on the southern part of the continent, basically where you guys are. The north, basically the entire northern half of the continent was controlled by these people because they conquered it all. And there are theories that they were waiting for Real's war to end and then go, okay, let's go finish them off. And then the dragon showed up.
Gotcha. Okay. But there's not very many of them
left
in the Kolsar nation.
That you guys know of as of right now. You know the dragons conquered, and there's been no word ever since.
Okay. Ooh.
And if this cure works, the sample works, then you come back, or not come back, alert us. Let us know it worked. And then your father will brew more.
Understood. And when I give this queen, this medication, this potion, will it Thea shifts like a little bit and like looks down at the arm. Do you think it quickened the effects of whatever's going on?
The previous batch might have, but if your father's correct and this one is a cure, we need not worry.
All right.
My time is running out. So.
Thea, Thea is much more composed. I'm freaking out because this isn't great. This is awful. Thea, it like definitely like stiffens a little bit, and she sits down on the side of the bed, and like places her hands, where in theory the queen's hand would like be resting, in that area of like the bed, and she goes, "How long do you think?"
Your father estimates 2 months.
Even with the cure.
Well, if we cure it, then I'll be fine. I'll just simply be half an orc in all terms. Which is why my son will be ascending the throne even if I am cured. Korgel will be your new king.
Understood. Much is different since even I left.
He speaks of you often still.
I don't think he understands his own heart.
I don't think any of us really ever do.
He would have to pay attention.
Subtle bird.
He is clever. He is clever, but if he is alone and ascends the throne without his brother, how do we keep him? How do we keep him from doing the worst, so to speak?
Korgel has always been more level-headed and a better politician than Ratimix.
I understand.
I thank the gods daily that Ratimix was not born first. He'd be a this might sound hilarious coming from me, but he'd be a complete warmonger.
He would.
And
I mean,
Korgel would not. In fact, he's too politically minded in my mind, and he needs people to guide him.
but the loss of a sibling, a brother.
And that's why you're going to find out what happened. I trust no one more than you with this task.
Right.
All we know, he was last seen near the forest in Sylvaron for some reason. We don't know why.
Sylvaron. Sorry, writing notes at the same time. It's really hard when the focus is all on me.
which is where the rest of the party is right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing things down though. So
and I
for also next episode too. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is what we talked about.
So, I don't know why he's there. Could be trying to finish his old jobs. Likely going after that Krios boy he despises so much.
Krios isn't all that bad from what I've seen. A little suspicious. But
He's always been quite the diplomat. And after the peace talks, he was a voice of reason.
Exactly.
Which probably spurred Radamix's hatred even more.
Krios seems like the sort of person that Korgel should keep in his circle.
Possibly. We'll have to wait and see how my son does. And maybe I'll be alive to help him. But if I'm not, you may be counted on more than you think.
Don't worry. This is simply speculation. I will visit my father and we'll get you back to yourself. As she pushes herself up off the bed.
You could tell she phantom tries to reach up with her hand, but then realizes she can't, and then she goes, "Oh, and Iolanthe, please be sure to eat. You look like you have not eaten in a while. Be sure you eat before you leave." No, you intentionally didn't eat any of the food in the dwarven place, remember?
That's true. Yeah.
So she hasn't eaten in a hot minute. Especially after the poison happened, you were like, no.
I don't trust any of you. Oh, no. She's smart.
I made a man's... all of his organs explode at once.
Don't eat or drink anything! Iolanthe...
Side note, I thought it was funny I did that, and then... Cindy was actually drinking something and went...
No more! This is not the time.
Right, anyway.
Iolanthe will, she's already, stood on her feet and, is turning around to look back down at the queen. And, she reemphasizes her, last sentiment, where she's like, again, all speculation, just so we're prepared. My father is quite skilled, as you know, and we'll get this figured out. We don't even need 2 months. Don't worry.
Well, you got your father's optimism. He's waiting for you in his slab.
She'll do the, traditional, back in mode of yes, my queen. And she'll do the traditional goodbye again. You can't really see when I'm doing it because I'm in black, but it's fine. And she'll go ahead and leave the room and find her way to her dad's lab.
So as you leave the room, you make your way down the hall, and the halls are the same as you remember, but they seem quieter. The guards aren't talking as much. Everyone seems kind of dreary.
Yeah, I wonder why.
You knew what this campaign was about.
I know what I'm about, son.
You turn a corner and you see, leaning against the door to your dad's office is Prince Korgel. Bags under his eyes, looks like he hasn't slept in several days, and he just looks up and he's just there you are, Io. Little nicknames.
That's so cute. I can't. That was so cute. I assume because she's, she pays attention to things. She notices off the bat how ragged he looks. Have you been standing there since you left us? Looks like it.
Well, brother is a fugitive of every nation except our own. My mother is, and he doesn't say it aloud, but he just looks at you because he knows you know. Oh. And I have never seen your father this stressed and anxious.
You've never seen him in the middle of a project.
I
It's all
have.
part.
This is
It's all part of the process.
same old IO, just trying to make me feel better all the time. Constant optimism.
Well, based on your expression, you need it. Your mother had a lot of awful things to say about you again.
Of course she did.
Mm-hmm,
Let me
mm-hmm.
guess, I'm too polite. I'm not stern enough. I'm not strong. And you can tell he's like starting to not repeat things his mother has said, but repeat things that he's kind of inferring about himself. Not strong enough. Oh, if only you was as strong as Radamix. And he just. Speaking of, I hear you're hunting.
Hunting is somewhat of a harsh word, but sure. Have you
No,
heard from him or no? No, no.
no.
Wonderful.
We both know him. Mother's letting her love for her child cloud her judgment. We both know he will not hesitate to kill anyone who even so much as slightly pisses him off.
I know.
For all we know, Burgley's boy could have just simply said something that pissed him off and he just went on a rampage. He's a fool.
How close is he to the Burgleys or anyone else, honestly, besides you?
He sought their support during the war and they refused.
Yes.
And he's dueled the eldest Burgleys and beaten him before in tourneys.
Right.
But
Yes. I know that. He never shuts up about it.
My brother the fool. I do not want his death. But if Io can't convince him to come home, then maybe Thea needs to slit his throat.
Comforting. See, this is why I must be optimistic in these cases.
When you were raised by my mother, well, you were there for a lot of it. You know how she is. And we didn't.
Yes, I do.
I didn't have your father to even it out.
Well, that's your fault. He'll teach you whatever you want to know.
Yes,
Speaking of which,
I spent several hours learning about different types of fungi and what species they kill instantly. Did you know that wood elves cannot eat a certain type of mushroom or they will permanently change their skin pigment green?
yes, actually, I do.
Of course you do. You're the smartest person I know.
Actually, that was by accident. You forget, I have lots of other siblings running around. Some of them are half-elves. Once it was an accident. The second time it was not. The shade gets slightly darker if they have it a second time.
That's what I've always.
I didn't read about that, but we did write it down after I figured it out.
Well, consider me thankful you never used me as one of your little test subjects.
Well, you'd know. You'd have a third ear or no nose or something.
And he kind of looks it out and just looks at it and goes, oh, you need to go see your father. I mean, you two are the two smartest people in the realm, and hell, you're as smart as you are beautiful, so that makes you...
Even more deadly.
He's
Exactly.
like, I'm going to continue before I put my own foot near my tusks again.
Why don't you sleep? I know it's a stressful period of time, but your mother will be fine. I'll make sure of it.
He gets off the door and starts walking up, and then he like looks around, makes sure there's no guards, and then he just like pulls you into a huge hug.
She'll like hug him.
He like slightly picks
Like-
you off the ground because he's taller than you, so you're just...
Yeah.
He just goes, I'm losing everyone, and you had better come back to me.
He can't like see her face, but she's like, I don't know what to say right now. Um, she'll give another like pat on his back, and kind of push out of the hug a little bit, and her hands will stay kind of not on his shoulders because she's shorter, but like up on like his forearm, and she'll go, yeah.
This
She'll be
is
like,
this is just
don't worry.
this is just reverse Scout Harding with a Kunari Rook. Just
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, exactly, exactly. And she'll be like, don't worry. I'm sneaky. I can change shape. Do not worry.
if it
It's
go
it
ahead.
will be fine. And if it's not, you can rebuild. And
I'll need people. I'll need people to help me.
I don't think you remember, but I was not always so optimistic. Takes a while. But do not count your brother out yet. And I know you will need people around you. So don't worry. And she'll like tighten her grip a little bit on his arms. Do not worry. We will keep everything together. And she'll like release and take a step back. Now please, try and sleep. Your sister needs your help. Staying calm.
Right.
I won't help you or stay around if you make her worry at all. Do you understand?
Very well.
Wonderful. Now, we both have jobs to do.
Says, right, and he gives you a little boop. And he just goes. Says,
Go on. She like waits a second for him to like.
Take care of yourself, Io. And then he just walks away towards his quarters. And then one of the guards starts to help him. And he's like, "I'm fine!" And like yells and just keeps walking. And then you just hear, you didn't really register it before. There is so much noise coming from your father's lab.
Ting, 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 shatter.
Well,
it's like I open the door. Yeah.
You hear a...
Father. Hello.
He looks like he has not changed his clothes in weeks. He's ragged.
Gross.
His hair is completely a mess. There's different kinds of chemicals like splattered all over his shirt. He's wearing his gloves and everything, but he's not wearing his coat or any of his other protective gear except for his goggles.
Aww.
He's chipped a tusk, and he's got the other piece of his tusk just like sitting, like it broke off and it's just sitting on a like you can like, see in and like see the nerve, the nerve of the tooth. But he's just like, "What do you want? What?"
Father.
Oh, there you are. Hi, hello. I've missed you.
Have you moved at all?
Your mother brought me food. And he looks over and the food on the table's rotten.
It's like molded.
It's like, oh, I don't need to eat. I need to think. I need to work.
How far along are you with the process as she's like looking around the room at everything all scattered around?
Like, I have my
trying to like assess the situation.
I have my prototype, but I'm continuing to work. I can't get it wrong again. I can't get it wrong. The queen cannot go. The queen cannot go. He's just like puts his face in his hands for a second and just.
She'll like approach and like as his hands are over his face, she'll like grab his hands from his face and like look at him I was gonna say like lean down, but it's probably a lean up, even if he's like sitting or anywhere he's at. But she grabs them and holds them steady. And she's like, "Do not worry. We've got this. You've got this. Even the prince thinks you've got this. Korgul thinks you're the smartest man he's ever met,
If I was,
which is true,
if I was the
is
smartest
it
man
not?"
alive, then fix this! And he like smacks his fist on the table. You have never seen
Nope.
your dad like angry like this, and it's not just the queen.
What do you mean?
You see, he's been also crying basically nonstop as well.
Father?
The same curse. And he just... Your mother's hand started to turn to stone 4 days ago. Someone broke into our home while I was here. Tried to steal things. She woke up. She doesn't remember who it was. But that they were big.
Big. What were they taking? What
Were,
did she touch? Did they touch her? What did they
they
hit her with something or stab her or slice her or what happened?
They sliced her hand with a knife, and the next day her hand was turning to stone.
What kind of knife? What was it made out of? Did it glint? Did it have
don't-
onyx on it? Was it made with silver or gold? Or
I don't know, Io. Your mother knows. She's resting. I don't know. I wasn't there because I was here. Just like always, I was not there. Because I've never been there. All of you, all of my children, you only know me in this lab. My wife. And he's just like clearly in the moments of like all of his regrets bubbling up. And he's just like, I have to fix this.
And you didn't think to tell me before now?
I've been
I know busy. Yeah.
The queen said she
Yes.
summoned you, and I assumed she would have. She probably
4 days is a long time with something like this.
I'm assuming that this 4 days, that was the last time I slept.
It could have been longer.
What the?
The queen said that you gave her 2 months. And 4 days. 4 days is quite a lot of time when you're thinking in the context of 2 months.
Well, thankfully, I already knew that the last batch was wrong, so I didn't test it on your mother. And that is another reason. The queen, if the test does not work on this little, whoever you have been sent to do it on, there's only one other test subject other than the queen that we know of after that, and it's your mother. And I'm not letting that happen unless we know that it is. And he's like stressing so much that he's lost his like eloquence to his normal speaking voice, and he's just accent that he's like lost is like coming out from like where he was raised, and he's just like, sorry. Also, hi, I love you. I missed you.
I've missed you too. Where's your journal? Where are your notes about
He points to
the last batch?
He points to a table where there are stacks of pages of
Just
notes.
scattered.
He's like, and he holds up a vial. This is the current prototype. And he kind of composes himself. You should probably use it on that whoever the queen sent you to use it on. I don't know and I don't care. And see if it works.
She'll obviously take it and very, very carefully, like, put it in her bag.
His hands are also shaking like crazy.
Yeah. Like, oof. Iolanthe wants to go to the desk with all the scattered paper and try and read about the entire like process of the last batch of the potion, like what happened when the queen took it, what her arm looked like prior, what happened like right at, like 10 minutes after she took it, an hour, that sort of thing. She assumes that her dad wrote down like whatever he could. It's probably a lot more scattered than it usually is and not as detailed. But she's trying to assess like what to expect when she gives this to Amaryllis's wife. Woo!
Amaryllis' son's wife. Even worse.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. Yeah.
The person Amaryllis' son married to become king.
Yes.
The person with the actual blood of the royal family.
Yes.
It's like, ooh. And actually, give me a retroactive insight check on the queen with that being your target.
Is it insight correct?
Mm-hmm.
14 in total.
So the queen is claiming this is to spare Amaryllis the losing a child, but there's also
another reason.
This woman is the royal bloodline. She has the royal blood of Sylvaron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a thought in your head that you might be being... Is this really a cure?
Yeah.
Like, and if it's not, and there's two minds that I feel like Thea would be in at this point. Mind A, okay, so this isn't really a cure, and the queen's having me assassinate this woman. Or B, it might be a cure, and the queen's mindset is, oh well, if it doesn't work, I get rid of an enemy. And if it does work, I save an enemy and get their trust.
Yep.
So it's one of... So, I'll let you, as the player, obviously, decide how Thea feels about these two mindsets.
Okay. What is she figuring out in the notes, from the notes? Because it has been tested on the queen, which we know is has like orc blood.
Yeah.
The queen, I mean, she's royal and she comes from like a line of royalty. Are there any connections between their bloodlines or any sort of like arcane connection between like...
Give me an investigation and history check separately.
Okay.
Investigation for the notes, history for that.
Okay. Investigation is going to be a 12, and then history... history is going to be a 33.
So in the investigation, basically, there's one ingredient that you don't recognize, and it's simply just put LEB. Like every time he writes a LEB, and you could ask him what that is. But so as for the history check, so the queen is actually the first queen of the new line of royalty in Valhalla.
Oh yeah, she's 50 years.
Yeah, because the previous ruler of Valhalla was a human who had achieved immortality through magic, but was killed in war, and then he had no heirs because all his children were killed as well. So they had a little civil war, and basically Queen Rhaena just won handily.
Yeah.
But
because she's a badass bitch. Sorry.
She is half orc. She's half orc, half elven.
Haha, okay. Okay.
You don't know where her elven blood comes from, but it could come from another noble family in another nation. Because she was an immigrant into Valhalla. She was not born.
Okay. Look at me connecting possible dots.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta figure out. Now, as for this LEB...
What the fuck that means.
Yeah. And your father is, like, continuously working, right? And he's just, like, looking down, and he just looks up and goes, Do you need something, darling?
What does What does this LED in
L-
your notes mean?
the LEB? Oh,
Oh, sorry. It's a
that's
smudge
yeah.
here. What is that? And
Oh,
she like pushes
that's
the.
that's what I used in the newest batch because you do see it only
Ah,
pops up with the new batch that he just gave you in the notes.
okay.
It's
All right.
and he literally like pulls open a container that is full of silver liquid. Oh, it's light elf blood.
It's what? What? What?
Light elf blood. Yeah,
Oh, right.
I managed to get my hands on some. You know, they don't typically leave the Shining Realm, but somehow the Queen got it, and and it's a tank, like a huge
What the
tank
fuck? I'm sorry.
full of light elf blood. Magically being like circulated like it's and the blood looks like it's still circulating like it's
Fresh?
alive. Like it's alive.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta keep it nice and cool. Oh
those,
God.
those
Oh.
light elves were apparently immune to many curses and diseases, so their bloods and I figured out that I tried using Eladrin blood, I tried using high elf blood. Usually with petrification, you need blood of magical creatures and magical beings. The last batch I tried dragon blood on the queen, and that did not work. But
I saw in your notes.
this light elf blood, though, it hasn't been tested. But if it works, then I think I might have found a way to cure most curses and diseases.
All right.
In a limited, but we have a limited quantity. They're very.
As it's in this big tank.
Well, to be fair, the light elves, with your history check, I say they cut themselves
yeah.
when an event called the Shattering of Light happened, where
Yeah.
supposedly the Dark Elves destroyed the light of the Shining Realm and killed hundreds of thousands of people in the Shining Realm. So the High King of the Shining Realm, his wife died, so he kicked all of the Dark Elves out. And some light elves left as well, and then he cut his realm off from the other realms. So there's not many light elves out there.
Yeah. Cool.
He's like, I thought high elf or Eladrin blood would work because they're supposedly descended from the light elves, but it appears that their blood actually shares more similarities with dark elf blood, and that's so strange. But
interesting. And you came across these light elves where? How?
oh, the queen got me their blood. I told her what I needed, and
She found it.
I was delivered
Understood.
a very, very grumpy-looking man, very large man, looked like a human, but it was someone who had to be a Colasar. Yeah, that's why he was so big. Towered over me. He walked in, had it, gave it to me, and left.
Oh.
And I need to cure your mother and the queen, so I didn't ask questions.
All right. I understand. I'll hold off on the questions then, and we'll sort it out later. How about that? What if I take in this batch that you have here? Worst case scenario, what will happen? Am I expecting a figure to blow up, or?
I don't think she's going to blow up. If anything, she should just lose her petrification and be fine.
Yes, but it's been an interesting time since I've left, and I just would like to be prepared, I suppose.
Well, say like the queen, their arm could shatter completely and kill 4 guards who died from the shrapnel that getting in their throat.
Ah, yes.
So
there we go.
I'd make sure nothing breakable is in the vicinity.
Understood. These are the details I wanted. Thank you.
If you all will remember from episode 6, standing right next to her is Amaryllis' son, who's turning to glass.
Yep. So this is gonna be great. It's fine. It's cool.
You're so worried about Talus being sketchy. Meanwhile, you're over here like I might be murdering people. you're either gonna
Amazing.
you're either gonna save people or kill them. One of the two.
Who knows? It depends on the day. Cool. This will be great. This will be amazing. Okay. Sorry. Also writing.
You're fine. I don't think anyone watching is gonna blame you. It's a one-on-one roleplay session. You need to be able to take notes.
Yeah.
Now I know I feel
ready.
now I know how I feel as a DM when I'm trying to take notes because everything involves me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Good thing these are recorded, so I can just watch them back and take notes later.
Yeah, right? We love it. We love it. Okay, so Iolanthe will just kind of keep a mental note of everything that her father has been telling her and try and any sort of like doodles or keywords or important steps she is going to like review the paperwork of his study from the last set of notes and just kind of quickly retain as much as possible. This I'm saying out loud for later. Like in case I'm like I'm gonna try and think back and
I will say you do read in his notes that's how he broke his tooth was the shrapnel exploding broke his tooth.
Fantastic. I will make sure I keep my horn out of the way. But look at it this way, Father. You can we could sort of match. You can get a lovely golden design as well on your tooth.
He just kind of chuckles. He goes, that reminds me. He grabs his tooth. He slathers some kind of like liquid on it. And just jams it back on. And goes,
oh.
And he like is in a lot of pain. He goes, whew, all right, that'll work. You can see like liquid leaking out of the tusk and like what looks like kind of like marrow.
Iolanthe is holding like the crack that is still slightly visible in her horn as she's watching him do that, and it's like, all right, wonderful. You've solved that problem. See? You've got it. It'll be fine. I'm going to go see Mother before I leave, and this will be quick. We'll figure it. I will move out of the way, and we will move. We'll try and move anything we can. Iolanthe is like visibly like flustered in this moment because this is like a lot of information that she is getting like second after second after second, and she's kind of faltered a little bit being home and it's more comfortable, and in this second she's like, okay, it's time to focus, and like her demeanor changes and she straightens out a little bit and she goes, I don't even need 4 days to figure this out. I'll get the potion here, and she'll tap her little pouch. I'll get the potion administered, and it'll be perfect. It'll work, and I'll let you know, and then be ready to give the queen a dose as well.
Okay.
I'll do it in less than 3 days.
He goes, all right. Well, from what I hear, if you're going to Sylvaron, your friends are in for a rough time. There appears to be a giant fuck-off dragon, like, destroying it. And, like, a lot of them. Like, a horde of actual dragons.
Not just...
Don't worry, we have portals. It's a shame none of the other nations have perfected portal travel like we have.
Well, it's their loss. You're welcome, Cole.
Meanwhile,
Just to my nation only. That's like
Yeah,
that's it.
also,
That's it.
just like, and someone else, hey, Thea, can you help us with this portal? You're like, I don't know how it works.
I don't know. I just show up and go through the portal. What do you mean?
There are mages for that. I don't do magic. What?
That's not me. That's not my job.
Krios pokes
Let
his
me get my
Krios
damage.
Krios pokes his shoulder wound from the psionic knife.
Now that's my job.
Stabbing Krios. Just rub that in Radamix's face and be like, hey, I've actually stabbed Krios.
Listen, it might have been by accident, but I did it. Um, so I think Iolanthe is ready to like see her mom, and she will go. You said she was laying down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she will she'll leave her dad with that bit of information where she's again like, I'll do it in 3. In the meantime, Father, I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to eat and possibly sleep. Perhaps you and the prince can take a nap at the same time, because both of you look quite sleep deprived.
I'll sleep when your mom isn't cursed.
You're going to make her angry, and you don't want to make her angry. At least take a cat nap.
I'd rather her be angry than dead. And
She won't be. I'm on it.
He mixes a concoction and he goes,
Oh.
he goes, thank the Reverans for inventing coffee. And chugs like a gallon of coffee. Like a gallon of coffee. Which, granted, half orcs, usually around 6.5 feet tall, like 300 pounds, but
still,
as
that's a lot.
As a 6'2", 250-pound man, if I drink a gallon of caffeine, I'd probably die.
Yeah, you're gonna be buzzing. All right, now we know how he's been staying up.
Gallons of caffeine all at once.
Just don't.
Campaign ends and Thea is just like going, no, and not letting her dad work for like a year.
Yeah, it's like put him in a box, make him sleep. Yeah. I think she, yeah, I just like, you stay. I think she realizes in this moment that like she's not going to be able to take him out of this like episode that he is experiencing, and she's seen him react in ways that are very focused, but it's usually more from like a place of excitement and less of like fear. And like she knows that there's nothing else she can do for him right now, and so she's gonna go like find her mom and talk to her a little bit more.
So you have to go into the capital, which, unlike the capital of Harakas, which is basically like a massive like float, like massive sky tower, yours is on so much simpler land. Apart from the fact that their magic is very advanced, everything else is pretty standard. You walk down the cobblestone streets with brick and like stone walls, and you make it to your family's manor, which is a very large 3-story house. And you see that there is a kid you don't recognize who might be about 13, 14. A little blue
child,
a little blue tiefling boy just running around playing with your family's dog.
Oh, hello, little
hi
one.
Hi.
Who are you?
Oh, me? Well, my name is Rat. He goes, well, no, my new mom said my name wasn't Rat anymore. The people who worked in the market used to call me Rat, but now I guess my name is Gregory.
Ah, right. Oh, yes. And you've been here for how long, Gregory? Clearly long enough for my dog to
about a week and a half.
A week and a half. All right. Iolanthe has like put her hand out a little bit for the the dog, which
Your family's big old Rottweiler runs up and he just
yeah.
slobbers all over your hand and he's just just
just
just doing what Rottweilers do.
just doing pats. Yes, a week is long enough for you to acclimate, I suppose. And what has been your mission so far?
I'm really, really good at stealing things from fancy people's pockets. Here you go.
Understood.
And he hands you your knife back.
Oh, oh, oh.
When you look down
Huh.
to pet at the dog, I moved.
Clever.
I actually did roll. He got a 34 on his stealth check.
Amazing. Look at you. If you do that again, I'll use this knife to slice you. Do you understand?
Oh, you must be Ilanthus.
Uh-huh. Iolanthe.
Oh,
Iolanthe.
got it.
Uh-huh. Sure. Gregory.
That's what new mom says.
Mm-hmm. And where is new mom?
Points in the kitchen window where she seems to be cooking.
And you thought that was a good idea with her. Yes. All right. Good
Whoa.
job, Gregory.
With her what?
Uh-huh. Keep doing a great job, Gregory. As she's like sliding her knife back into her belt, she walks past Gregory. And she's like mumbling. She's like, this useless kid should be in here doing dishes and cleaning with his very good hands. You know, like she's mumbling like under her breath as she's like, this child.
And as you're mumbling, you hear, Iolanthe, it's not polite to be rude to your brother you've known for about 10 seconds. I told him to go play. He just finished cleaning up the upstairs.
Is she like actively like doing something like
She's holding a dish and with her left hand, which you can see is
uh,
barely moving, but she has a glove on it. And she's washing the dish with the other, and then she puts it down, she puts another dish in her hand, washes it.
big sad. Sorry. What are you doing?
The house is not going to take care of itself while your father is busy.
Yes, but Gregory is what? He's at 12 or 13. He looks very, very eager to do something.
He just cleaned the entire upstairs.
You said that, but you're the one standing here doing dishes as she walks to the sink and like does a little like scoots her mom away from the sink and like starts taking the dishes from her.
I don't. You know how we operate. I can't afford to see our newest addition to the family see me weak. So I take care of things around the house when I'm not training him how to better steal things.
Right, and some of them can be trusted to
The queen
at least be around.
The queen has every single one of them out.
Right.
It's just me and
Gregory.
Yes.
Uh-huh. He said they called him Rat. Feels appropriate. I can see why. He is quite naturally skilled, I suppose.
Well, the last time I adopted a tiefling, it seemed to go very well for me, so I figured. And also, he stole all of the gold out of my purse without me even noticing. And
the little thing took my dagger. I didn't notice.
He's very good at what he does.
Yes.
He reminds me a lot of you in certain ways. Not the way he talks, per se, but how good he is at making people misplace things.
Well, it's their fault, I suppose.
Not all of our children are adopted from toddlerhood like you were. He's got to take time to get used to things. Noble speech. Which, whenever you're home fully, and if I'm not here, you will be running this place. So, you'll be the one teaching the new ones.
Don't worry. You'll be here for a long time, doing exactly what you're doing. As she's like, she has like stepped in sync with her mom as she's like taking the
She
dishes
sets
from
a plate
her.
down and she goes, "What did your father say? It was a few fingers?" She takes her glove up and pulls her sleeve down, and it's gone all the way to her middle
Shit!
forearm.
Shit! Shit!
It's moving faster than the Queen's was.
No! Shut up, Cole. Um, 4 days? Or more like 14 or 40 or father's not.
It's been about a week and a half. Your father doesn't remember what time is like whenever
Yes.
You know how he gets. But
Yes. Tell me more. As Iolanthe is like not really like looking at her. They're quite literally like tasking together as she's bringing this up about like the night of the attack. Do you know what they were looking for?
the blade
Father said they were large.
the blade was black and curved. The man
Onyx?
I couldn't tell, it was so quick and it was at night. The man was a little bit taller than your father, and he did have a tail. I couldn't tell if it was a tiefling's tail or a dragonborn's, but one of them.
All right.
He was very large and very fast. He sliced me before I had time to draw my daggers.
Where did they come in at? Did they break anything? What direction did they jump or move or walk out of, I
They
suppose?
broke into your father's study, not realizing that was not his lab.
Mm.
He got sloppy in his... I don't know what, maybe he was just nervous because he couldn't find anything, but he broke something, and now when I walked in, he turned, and when I went to attack him, he had already sliced my hand. And she shows, and you can actually see there's a huge laceration in the stone, so it looks like her hand didn't even get to heal. So, like, her two fingers...
Before it started, like...
Her two fingers are only connected, like, barely. Her, like, bottom two fingers.
Yo, that's wild. I hate it. and it's onyx, right? It's like
Mm-hmm. It's exactly like what the queens look like.
dope. I mean, it is the vibe, let's be real. Like, it's pretty fucking cool sounding. But also this is awful. Iolanthe will like continue helping with the dishes until like they reach to the end of all of the dishes that are there, and she'll look at her mother and she'll go, show me where they broke in, and what did they break, or did they have time to take anything, or...
Your father says nothing's missing, but what they broke will... She leads you upstairs, and she opens the door, and everything is scattered all over the place, but you scan the room and it doesn't look like anything was taken, but a little family portrait of the three of you, the glass is broken in the frame. The glass of the frame is broken. So it's replaceable, but... And it looks like there's a stab mark in your father's chest, like in the picture.
What the fuck? Iolanthe will grab the picture itself and like open the back of the frame and like slide the picture out. One, is there anything written on the back or like behind it in the frame?
And so you were the first adopted. So when you look at the back, it says the written on it, and you didn't know this was ever written because you've only ever seen this in the frame. Your father had written, "The beginning of my perfect family with the perfect first child."
Aww.
And the knife, it seems, is going through, and you can actually give me an investigation or perception check to try to see, because remember, the knife that sliced her might have been what stabbed. You might be able to figure out what caused it.
Ooh, you said investigation or
Perception.
perception. I'm super good at perception. That's a 30.
You see there is a tiny, tiny bit of residue on the picture.
Fucking right!
Which, by the way, the DC to figure this out was a 30.
I got a 12 to perception and I got an 18 on the die.
Yeah, the DC was 30. So you meet it, you meet it, so you beat it. So, and you kind of see on here, as soon as you look at it, it appears.
She licks it. No.
Oh,
What does it smell like?
And that's how.
And then I die.
And that's how Iolanthe just died. And the party's like, whatever. The party's like, whatever happened to Thea?
Where'd she go?
We're getting all of our using the real names out until the party.
I'm gonna fuck it up, man. You said it, and I was like, wait! And then I was like, oh, I'm by myself. Don't worry.
Yeah, but this is being put at the beginning of episode 7, so whenever I upload episode 7, which is next episode we film with the whole group, and they watch it, they're gonna be like, wait, what the fuck?
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next session if they're all like, hey, where'd you go?
I got knocked the fuck out, man.
I fell off the ship, oh no. Why are you alive? I don't know, man. Some god wants me to be alive. So,
Real good luck.
You see this little residue, and as you're looking at it, it seems to move slightly. Towards your finger on the picture.
Shit up, shit. Right into the bottle. Put it in a bottle. Put it in a bottle.
Okay, you put it in a bottle.
Sorry.
I love how animated you get when things are not going great for your character, and you're just like, nope.
We're putting it in a bottle.
He's a puppy.
Yeah, does it stop moving?
No, it starts like bouncing around like
in the bottle.
And it's like goopy, and it is bright green.
But it's contained in the bottle.
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure it wasn't gonna be like shatter and okay, perfect. I'm gonna take it. It's gonna go in my bag. Do I have anything that I can... Sorry, I'm checking my inventory real quick. No, not really. I was like, can I put it in something else? No, I'm just gonna put it in my bag. Since she knows that it's not gonna do anything in the glass. Well, I'm sort of surprised that Father missed whatever this gooey, creepy little green blob is, but...
He was very distraught and immediately went to work trying to find a cure.
Understood. If you don't mind, I think he needs this sooner rather than later. And, in the other hand, she still has the photo, and she goes, do you mind if I also take this?
Fine. As long as you bring it back. And as long as
I will.
And so as long as you come back.
It's fuzzy. Well, clearly, I mean, I told Father I could figure it out in 3 days. But that was...
3 days? Oh, I allowed they do. You can figure it out in 2.
You read my mind because I was about to say 2. Father thought it was 4 days, and you said it was a week and a half, so figured I'd cut down the time.
You may not be the strongest of my children, or the most politically minded, but you are indeed the smartest.
I'm a dog. Sorry. So sorry.
You're the smartest and loveliest of my children, and she gives you a kiss on the forehead, and then she gives you a kiss on both cheeks, and she goes, now, you're going to come back. And you're not going to worry about me while you're gone. Focus on your task.
That is, that is my task. Do not worry.
The Queen is more important than I am.
That is what I'm going on the task for, is the Queen. Do not worry. 2 days. I assure you, 2 days. And... Gregory out there. Can you find another, or any other prospects? I feel like...
A couple of fighters, but no one that's as good at what he does. A couple of little A couple of orphans who are very good at brawling that I could probably train pretty well with a sword. But
Seems
Gregory has potential. He, like I said, reminds me a lot of your talents. He's also quite good at lying, which is another thing you two have in common. So, once he's all trained up, you two will either love each other or despise each other.
I was a little impressed. He is quite skilled already. If it's been a week and a half since your attack, has there been any other movement outside or anything weird?
Now, one thing you haven't noticed is, well, and she points up, and some of the Argos dragon riders have been, like, patrolling above your house.
Oh, well,
The commander is indisposed, so they have new orders.
huh, interesting.
Which their commander's Ramses. He's the big boss.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, yes, you're right. He is sort of indisposed. I have to let Sadie out. Hold on just a second. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Sadie, come on.
How dare you?
So sorry. And what do you know of their leader? Or anything of their leader?
I know he lost his dragon and went on a murderous rampage on any Imperial soldiers for a bit. But
yes.
Now is working with the coalition you are. What do you think of him?
I think that I don't fully trust him, but not necessarily for anything that he's done. He seems somewhat good and helpful, but shifty. But that could be just him dealing with exactly what you had just said.
To be fair, you don't trust many people outside me, your father, and Prince Korgel.
Well, it's probably something you should teach Gregory out there as well.
Well, it seems, and she points out the window as you see Prince Korgel coming with two of the mages, that your portal is ready for you.
Oh, yes, right. Cole, how close is my old house from here?
Maybe like a mile.
Okay. She will quickly like give her mom another like huge hug. And really like hesitate on the release of the hug. Don't worry. 2 days.
2 days.
I assure you. Especially with this little creature. We'll make it even quicker. Now, don't worry. All right? Keep Gregory close. Maybe another sibling or something. Just for extra eyes. They could take shifts.
That'll put us back at 10. Oh.
We'll figure it out. Another set of hands, another pair of eyes.
Just remember, anyone I recruit, if I die, you will become the matron.
Yes. Well, you at least have Gregory start to read books. I've got plenty. Get him started on that. I'm sure he can't
Right.
read, but
He did pull a book off your shelf that I read a few pages of. He somehow got it off the top shelf. It was one of your what's the term? Spicier novels.
he is a child.
I
Yes,
took
yes,
it
yes.
away
But it,
from him.
yeah, all right.
He did
Maybe
ask.
something lower.
He did ask me why people's. Uh, he's like, "What's a member and why is it throbbing?" And I
Ugh.
had to. Really, really, my girl, you must hide those better.
Nobody's supposed to be in there.
Remember, he's very good at sneaking. I'll teach him that your
Oh,
room is off limits, and unless he wants a book, and I have to go with him.
we'll start enchanting them. How about that?
It's not any of the ones
That'll
he
be
can
fine.
actually read. You don't need him blowing up because you didn't want him
Exactly.
reading your childhood books.
Don't let him ruin them, though.
I will not. This is absolute
Another,
big sister behavior.
yeah, another set of eyes. Please. He'll be safer that way. Even after, even after 2 days.
Fine.
And with that, Iolanthe will like make her way like out of the house and like kind of meet Korgal at the like door.
You're about to. He's about to knock. Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
hello. Yes. Another just a little while. I have a little errand. Yes. Give me just a couple of minutes or so. I must take a horse. It'll be quicker.
I was gonna say you're
Um.
gonna walk to your house in a couple minutes. That's a
Yes. Yeah. No.
mile.
No. No. I was getting a horse, man. Unless I got a pocket portal. Um. Yeah. She books it. She runs. No. She.
With that
She
strength,
kind of
with
like.
that athletic score, I don't think you run very far before you go.
Shut up. It's not that bad.
It's not horrible.
No, it's not great. But she will kind of like maneuver under like Korgal's arm as he's like knocking at the door and go to the stable and take a horse like as quick as she can get him over there to um the ruins of her home.
Okay, you get there. What do you do
Uh-huh.
at your old house?
Um it has probably been a couple of like months since she's been there. And so she is going to do a like a scope of the area. Um, look and see if anything is different or has been placed or anything that's been tampered
I'm
with, anything cleaner
so
or
glad you decided to do this. Give me a perception check.
Listen, I planned on her being like, what's this? What's that? What's this? But she's like, she's trying to be like super stupid and just dumb. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say something. 18 in total.
So you walk around your old home as it's been like this.
Mhm.
You walk in, and on the table is sitting a wrapped package
Are you fucking kidding me?
with your name on it, and not
Okay.
Thea, Iolanthe. It says Iolanthe. Oh, actually, on the two it says Iolanthe, or is it Thea all the time now?
Fuck. Okay, so just a little tiny thing. Also, as she was like riding on the horse over here, she does have a hat of disguise that she put on. And so like as she's approaching this like house, she's got she just looks like a human,
Mm-hmm.
just like with brown hair, just like a standard NPC human. Male. She's gonna look like a male human. And when she enters the house and sees the package, she's not gonna touch it. She's gonna take one of her daggers, not with any like power on it, but like take one of her daggers and like and try and like tap it, like push the box first before touching it.
So you push the box, and as you tap it, it magically unwraps and opens.
Okay.
And inside is
Fantastic.
a beautiful, bright green gem that matches your eyes. It's glowing.
What the fuck?
And there's a note inside.
Okay. What does the note say?
The note simply says, "You've always favored my brother, and I know you're going to be looking for me. But don't worry, I'll find you first. R."
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which means he has been in the capital lately, or somebody who works for him.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. She takes the little letter, folds it up, folds it with the picture that she took, and she's got like this little like pocket that's not on like her pouch, but it's on like her actual like clothing, so like nobody would like snatch her bag and find it in there. She's got a little like hideaway pocket. And she puts both of those things in it. And the gym, how big is the gym? A big gym. Sorry.
It fits like kind of like in the. You know what? This is actually perfect. It's about this big.
Holy shit.
Fits in your hand.
Okay.
And it is glowing.
Sorry, that was really aggressive. Can I, before I pick the gym up, can I
You can make an Arcana check.
Well, I was gonna ask if it looks familiar to me in the sense of like I grew up with like the boys and
oh yeah. This gem is
what is
a
it?
bigger version of a smaller gem that was on a ring when Radamix proposed to you. And you told him no. And even though it's not why, he forever has thought it's because you chose his brother over him. Which is like both true and not true. You haven't decided yet. From last time we talked, you're like, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Fair. Okay, bet.
But like either
cool.
way, sibling rivalry just made you the target of his like, if I can't have her, no one can kind of attitude.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Creepy. Can I mage hand that sucker and lift it up and see if it does anything?
You mage hand it and it lifts up and it just keeps glistening brightly.
I know shit. I know not to like touch weird things. It doesn't look like, other than shiny, like, does it look like it has something like magical on it?
Arcana check.
I'm not good at Arcana.
Yeah, you're trying to avoid doing an Arcana check and do other things.
Oh, well, that's not bad though. It's a 19 in total. I rolled a 14, so hey.
It's definitely magical. It's definitely magical, but it's not like dangerous.
Like cursed. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she'll grab it with her gloved hand and put it in her back. Is there anything else here? Also, why does that little fucker know what's over here? That stresses me out.
As far as you knew, Radamix and Korgel have no idea about this place.
No, they shouldn't.
They should not. Meaning, somebody has been digging in on you.
Cool. I bet it's the same person who wrote my name on that fucking thing. Yep. I shouldn't have said that out loud, but whatever. Yeah, you get it. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm putting down. Don't worry. I just remembered that this is being recorded. Yeah, cool. Great.
You're just revealing things to the rest of the party on accident.
No, I'm not.
You didn't say anything. I can't wait to see, because this is long enough. I might just upload it as its own episode. I haven't decided yet if it's gonna be the beginning.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. This is great roleplay, so it's like. But I can't wait to see like Jake commenting, "Oh, you little shit."
Yeah. Okay. So after she does that, she will scan the rest of the house, and make sure nothing else is kind of weird. And just kind of keep an eye on things, and then head back to her where Korgal is and the portal.
As you approach him, he just goes, "Everything all right?"
Yes, I needed to check on something for Mother. And it wasn't very long, like I said. That's why I took the horse, as she's like jumping down off the horse.
I was gonna have him insight, but he knows better. He's like, whatever, she's not gonna tell me.
That was pretty chill, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, if you have any other information in the next 2 days, do let me know. If you can get my father to also sleep, that would be...
I will try. I will cast Ascending if I learn anything new. And he takes your hand and just kisses it gently. And he's like, do be careful.
She like looks at it for like a long second. Hold on.
Yeah, I remember how you're doing this. Will they? Won't they? You're rolling for shit.
Hold on. I have 2 thoughts at this moment. Hold on. Okay. Iolanthe will like. Her hand will be there for probably what feels like a awkward period of time at that point. Like, it'll just kind of, like, stay there, and her, like... she'll get a little distant. And she just kind of stares off a little. Right. If I hear from your brother as well, I will keep you posted. I will keep you informed as anything urgent comes along. And she'll finally like she's talking, but her hands like in the air as she's talking, and then she puts it down.
Yeah.
And like turns towards the portal.
They open the portal, and you walk through the portal and suddenly see a very injured Varvara, a very injured Grigor. Talus looks like he's on his last legs. Cyrillus is healing people, and Amaryllis, Krios, and Ramses are huddled around a war table. And all of them look up at you at the same second. Like, and Varvara goes, Thea! And runs over, bleeding, and just gives you a huge hug. You're back! Good to see you. Pats, you gets blood all over your shirt.
Oh, are you alright? Everybody's...
Fought a demon, kicked its ass.
You what?
I with and saved Krios' parents, points to wood elves, and just goes, that both look a lot like Krios, and just goes, and they saved their asses. And Talus here, he saved my ass, and Grigor's ass, and Cyrillus' ass. And Talus is just sitting there like, it's fine. It's fine. As Cyrillus is healing him, and he's like, yeah, I'll be fine. Ooh.
Ooh, gross. Oh, no.
So, and that's where we're going to end this little session, because then we get to roleplay the rest of this when you get back. Because, yeah, Varvara's like, Thea! But everyone else is going to be like, hey, you lied to us. So, anyway.
Yeah, but I got solutions. I don't know what you're talking about.
So anyway, guys, that is where we're going to cut off here. We got our little solo session with Pyrea. That was really a good roleplay session. It was a lot of fun. And next, either right after this, we're going to pan right into the group, or next episode, it will be the whole group again. So we'll see y'all next time.